on my recent video that I was testing the external battery with my electric outboard on, I noticed a couple of things. First of all, this wire here that I've used to extend the cable is it was getting a little bit warm and malleable. I think it would probably be okay. And it seemed to only do it when, I was ramping the wattage up of the motor. But I thought, I've got some spare house cable here. So I might I might make an extension cable out of this. It'll be a little bit neater as well. The other thing is, now I know how much cable I need, I can get rid of the sort of extension element of it and just have one cable coming from here. I've also got rid of this. So I had this in the middle. It's like like quite a clunky on-off switch. I had a look at it. It's literally just a contact. So I've got rid of that, and these sort of things screwed into the bottom of it. You might just be able to see the screw. They screwed in the bottom of it. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to solder these together. Get some heat shrink over it. So I'll put that on now before I forget. And then I was going to... Yeah, and then what I might do is I'm just going to snip this open, snip these off, and and then just put one cable onto the end of it. Oh, just not making my camera. First job, I'm just going to get rid of this heat shrink tube. It wasn't actually very waterproof, this tube. Didn't make a seal or anything, so yeah, so it might be better to use the black heat shrink that I've got to make a little more waterproof seal. So the next job is to actually undo this black tape. So I've got that off. Next job is to desolder the wires going onto here. Just going to put a little bit of tin on this. Let me just check that's the right side. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, so I'm just going to tin this side so it's ready for the solder. There we go. I don't know if this is the right way of doing it, but I don't know. It's the best way I can think of. And then the reason I'm doing this is that otherwise these two wires, I could snip them, but there's like two wires inside here, so I could snip them, but then I'd have quite a job getting the other connectors on. So I'm just going to now do this. Hopefully that will solder down. Right, so that's a really good join. You can see it's all the way through. Don't want to touch it too much. Just clean that bit up there. There we go. So that's a good join. So now I'll heat sink that up there like this, and then we've got two wires the same length. So it's because this one goes into that switch. So now we've got two wires the same length. So all I've got to do now is cut this open and then see if I can get these to join to the new wires. Here we go. I didn't want to bore you with all the detail, but here's the cable. There's the end that goes into the motor. This comes all the way down here. I've stuck these together and heat shrink them up. That was the lives that went into this switch, which I don't really need, and quite frankly, on a dinghy that was just going to get wet, so I've got rid of that. The reason I've not just snipped the 2 wires here is that there's actually 2 wires in each of these, and I don't think they'd fit a connector that I need. So that keeps the wire the same length here. The new wire's been soldered on, positive and negative here. This heat shrinks actually doesn't shrink so well, but it does have a load of glue in it. I don't know if you can see there. So it seals and waterproofs these connections really, really well, which is important. So I'm now going to, I've already sized this. I've actually cut it a little bit longer because I think longer's good. The next job, I can always cut it smaller. The next job is getting some heat shrink down over here. And then we'll put a new connector on it, one of these female connectors that goes into the battery. Okay, we have got a new cable. So this is the end that goes into the boat, into the motor. Comes around here. And then I've been patching this. It's a bit of a botched job. And I ran out of heat shrink to do this. So we've wound a lot of the cable up with electrical tape just to make sure it's nice and waterproof. This is right by the battery, so isn't going to get so wet anyway. And we've got a nice long cable that's quite no fuss that we can take with us to motor. We'll give it a test, and hopefully the wire will stay a lot, as it's thicker wire, it'll stay a lot cooler when the motor's running.